Adam Hale liked quiet nights. The colony world of New Haven usually gave him that peace. It was far away from crowded Earth, far away from noise, and far away from the things he once tried to forget. He spent his days repairing machines, fixing broken drones, and helping the patrol teams when their equipment failed. People knew he worked hard, and they often came to him when they needed something repaired. Life was simple, and Adam preferred it that way. He told himself he wanted no surprises, but the truth was he never expected a surprise to come looking for him. That evening, he locked up his workshop and stepped outside to breathe in the cool night air. The sky above the colony was wide and filled with bright stars. New Haven had very little pollution compared to Earth, so the sky always looked clean and sharp, almost like the universe was close enough to touch. Adam looked at it for a moment, trying to calm his thoughts after a long day. Then he saw the lights. At first, he thought it was just a cargo shuttle arriving earlier than usual. But the movement in the sky was too smooth, too quiet, and the bright white-blue glow did not match any human-made craft he knew. The ship glided through the air with a graceful motion, slowing down as it approached the ground near the edge of the outpost. People around him stopped walking. Some stepped out of their homes. Others pointed at the sky, unsure if they should be excited or worried. Alien ships were rare, very rare, and one landing without warning was something no one took lightly. Adam felt his breath catch. Something pressed inside his chest, fear, curiosity, and something even stranger, like a memory trying to rise. The ship touched down softly, barely disturbing the dust around it. A few guards approached from a safe distance, pointing scanners at the newly landed craft. No one dared get too close. The air was so still that Adam could hear the hum of the engines fading. Then with a soft hiss, the ship opened. A figure stepped out, tall and elegant. The crowd gasped quietly. It was a woman, or at least she looked like one, but not human. Her skin glowed softly like silver touched by moonlight. Her long hair shone with a faint inner light, moving gently as if responding to a breeze that didn't exist. Even though she looked like an alien, her beauty was gentle, natural and soft, not the kind created by makeup or decorations. She stood still for a moment, scanning the crowd with calm eyes. Her expression was serious, but her presence felt peaceful rather than dangerous. People stayed back, not sure what to do. Some whispered to each other. Others looked to the guards for instructions. Then her gaze stopped. She was looking directly at Adam. Adam felt a shock run through him. He didn't know why she was staring at him. He had never met any alien in his life. So why was she looking at him with such strong emotion? She took a step forward, then another, slowly walking toward him with a kind of quiet hesitation, like she was afraid he might run away. People around Adam moved aside, giving her space. Some stepped back, not wanting to stand between the alien visitor and the man she seemed to be approaching. Adam stayed where he was, frozen in place. When she reached him, she stood only a few feet away. Her eyes studied his face carefully, as if she was searching for something she remembered. Her voice, when she finally spoke, was soft and filled with a strange mixture of hope and sadness. "Do you recognize me, human?" she asked gently. "I was your neighbor back then." Adam's mind went blank. Neighbor? Back then? He opened his mouth to answer, but nothing came out. He had lived on Earth for many years before moving to New Haven. He had moved from one apartment to another, never staying too long in one place. But he was sure he had never lived next to an alien. How could he? No alien races had openly revealed themselves during his childhood. Humans had no idea extraterrestrials were living among them. "I think you're mistaken," Adam said slowly. "I've never met you before." The alien woman shook her head. "We have met, but I was not in this form." That made his stomach twist. Something about her voice, her eyes, and the way she said those words pulled at a memory he had locked away years ago. A memory from his teenage years. Back when he was around 13, he lived in a small old apartment building on Earth. Next door lived a girl named Lisa. She was quiet, shy, and always kept to herself. She wore oversized clothes, rarely smiled, and never joined the other kids outside. Adam remembered seeing her sit on the fire escape every night watching the stars. He used to sit with her sometimes. They would talk about planets, dreams, and other worlds, but she always asked him more questions than she answered. One night, she vanished. No warning, no goodbye. Her apartment was empty. The adults told Adam that her family had moved away. But something about that explanation never felt right. Now, standing in front of this alien woman, Adam suddenly felt like he was seeing the same quiet eyes he remembered from years ago. She watched his expression change and spoke softly. "My true name is Lysara," she said. "But the name you knew me by was Lysa." Adam felt a strange wave of emotion. Confusion, disbelief, and something like nostalgia blended in his chest. "Lysa?" he whispered. "The quiet girl from next door? That was you?" She gave a small nod. "I lived among humans to study your world. My people wanted to understand humanity without revealing ourselves. I was still young then, learning about human life. You were kind to me in ways others were not. You treated me like a friend." Adam remembered giving her half of his snacks, helping her fix a broken toy star map she loved, and showing her small space documentaries he liked. He had forgotten all of that. Or maybe he had just buried it under years of life. "You disappeared," Adam said quietly. "One day you were just gone. My people discovered our cover was exposed," she explained. "We left before human forces came. After that, my life changed. I trained, I learned, and I grew into who I am now. But I never forgot you." Adam wasn't sure how to respond. The idea that the quiet girl from his childhood was actually an alien who lived in secret on Earth felt unreal, yet her eyes told him she was telling the truth. "Why come here now?" Adam asked. "Why find me after so many years?" Her peaceful expression tightened with worry. "Because my people are in danger, and because I trusted you. I told myself that if I ever returned to human space, I would look for the one human who showed me kindness when I needed it most." Her voice trembled slightly, as if she was afraid he might reject her now. Before Adam could answer, a sharp flash lit up the sky. The night turned bright for a second and the ground trembled under their feet. Alarms blared across the outpost. People panicked, running toward shelters. Another streak of fire crossed the sky, heading straight toward the colony. "They found me," the alien woman whispered. "They followed my ship. They will not stop." Adam stared at her, then at the burning trail above them. He didn't know who was chasing her or why, but she was terrified, and that was enough for him. He stepped forward and grabbed her hand. "Then we need to go," he said. "Come with me." Her eyes widened slightly at the contact, but she nodded. There was trust in her expression. Deep, old trust. Together they ran as another explosion lit the sky, and the peaceful night Adam once enjoyed turned into the beginning of something far bigger than he ever imagined. Adam ran with Lysara through the dark streets of New Haven Outpost as alarms echoed across the colony. The sky behind them kept flashing with bright lights, and each flash made the ground shake. People rushed into shelters, shouting to each other, trying to figure out what was happening. Adam did not stop to explain anything to anyone. He focused only on keeping Lysara safe as they moved through the crowd. Lysara stayed close beside him, matching his pace, though she seemed to move with a lightness that was not human. Her eyes kept turning toward the sky, watching the distant shapes moving above the clouds. Adam could not see what she saw, but he knew something dangerous was approaching. He could feel the fear in the air like thick smoke. When they reached the storage buildings behind Adam's workshop, he stopped and caught his breath. Lysara looked around carefully, her shoulders tense. "They will come for me first," she said softly. "But anyone near me will also be in danger." Adam leaned against the wall, breathing hard but trying to stay calm. "Who are they?" he asked. She turned to him with a worried expression. "The Zevran Pursuers. They are a group from my star region. They hunt anyone who breaks the old rules. I came here without their permission. When they found out, they followed me." "Are they soldiers?" Adam asked. "They are trained hunters," she replied. "And they never fail. If I am captured, they will take me back by force. And if you help me, they may try to harm you too." Adam straightened up. "I don't care about that. You came here looking for help. I'm not turning away now." Lysara looked at him and her eyes softened slightly. "You always said that," she whispered. "Even when we were young. You told me you would help if I ever needed it." Adam felt a strange mix of warmth and sadness inside him. He remembered those old words, spoken casually when he was just a boy trying to be kind to a lonely girl. He never imagined he would have to keep that promise on a distant planet with alien hunters chasing them. A bright explosion lit up the sky again. This time it was closer. Adam grabbed Lysara's hand. "We need to hide." They ran toward the back of the workshop where Adam had a small storage shed. It was filled with spare machine parts, tools, and old drones that he never finished repairing. It was not much, but it was out of sight. Inside the shed, Adam shut the door and locked it. The lights flickered and dust fell from the ceiling. Lysara stayed near him, keeping her voice low. "They have not landed yet," she said. "But they will soon." Adam glanced at her glowing skin. "Can they track you?" "Yes." She touched a spot near her neck. "When I left my home, I broke a rule. My people placed a mark on me that can be detected from far away. I have hidden it for years, but the Zevrans have found a way to trace it again." Adam frowned. "Can we remove it?" "It is part of my biology," she said quietly. "I cannot remove it without harming myself." Adam moved closer and inspected the area she touched. He could not see anything, no scar, no visible mark, but he believed her. He wanted to help her, but he was not a scientist or a doctor. He was just a mechanic. Still, he was not ready to give up. "Maybe I can block the signal," he said. "I've worked with tracking systems before. If I know the frequency," Lysara shook her head. "Human tools cannot detect it. Only my people can." Adam sighed, but he did not step back. "Maybe human tools can't, but I can still try." Before Lysara could reply, a loud roar echoed across the sky. Adam froze. Lysara closed her eyes for a second. When she opened them, her expression was full of fear. "They have landed." Adam peeked through a small crack in the wall. A dark, sharp-looking ship was descending near the far edge of the colony. It looked nothing like Lysara's gentle craft. This ship looked like it was built for the hunt, with glowing red lines along its wings and a heavy, aggressive frame. People ran from the area as the ship touched down with a thundering impact. 3 tall figures stepped out. They had armor shaped like jagged stone, sharp helmets that hid their faces, and long weapons attached to their arms. Adam felt a chill run through him. Lysara whispered, "Zevran pursuers." Adam turned to her. "We need a plan." She nodded, but her voice was low. "I did not want to bring trouble to you. I came only to warn you about something bigger, but now they threaten your world too." Adam narrowed his eyes. "What were you coming to warn us about?" Lysara hesitated for a long moment, as if choosing her words carefully. "There is unrest in the galaxy," she said finally. "A silent conflict. Many species are preparing for war. My people tried to stay neutral, but now everything is changing. Some groups want control over human territory. I came to warn Earth that trouble is coming. You may not see it yet, but your world is already becoming part of this conflict." Adam felt his chest tighten. He did not like the sound of that. Humans had fought so many wars already. The idea of another war, especially a galactic one, felt overwhelming. "And the Zevrans?" Adam asked. "Why do they care?" "Because they believe humans should not be part of our world," Lysara answered. "They think humans are unpredictable and dangerous. They think I should not have contact with humans, especially not with someone who once called me a friend." Adam felt his anger rise. "So they'd hurt you because you knew me?" "They would do more than that," Lysara said quietly. "They want to make an example of me." The shed shook as something landed on the roof. Adam grabbed Lysara's hand again. "We have to move." They slipped out the back door and ran toward the forest line just beyond the outpost. Trees were tall and thick there, offering cover from the sky. Adam kept watch above them, but the hunters were busy scanning the colony first. Lysara moved with surprising grace, her steps almost silent. Adam tried to keep up, but he was breathing hard. He did not stop, though, not when danger was so close. After a few minutes of running, they reached a small rocky area with a narrow cave entrance. Adam knew the place. He used to explore it when he needed a quiet break from work. "Inside," he whispered. They stepped into the cave. The inside was cool and dark, but safe for now. Adam sat down on a flat rock and tried to catch his breath. Lysara stood quietly, her glowing skin lighting the cave softly. She looked peaceful but tired, like she had been running for a long time before she even reached New Haven. Adam finally asked, "Why me? Why come all the way here just to find me?" Lysara lowered her gaze. "Because you were the first human who ever showed me kindness. You treated me like I mattered. You shared food with me. You talked to me. You trusted me. I never forgot that." Adam felt something warm inside him, something he did not know how to name. He remembered Lisa, the quiet girl with curious eyes who always looked lonely. He did not know she came from a different world, but he remembered wanting her to feel safe. Lysara sat beside him now, her voice soft. I came because I needed a friend, and because I believe humans still have a great destiny in the galaxy, but I cannot face the Zevrans alone. Adam nodded slowly. You're not alone anymore. She looked at him, and the gratitude in her eyes was deep and sincere. Suddenly, a faint buzzing sound echoed through the cave. Lysera stiffened. They are scanning the area. Adam stood up quickly. Then we can't stay here. He picked up a long metal tool he had kept in the cave for digging rocks. It was not a weapon, but it was better than nothing. Lysera stepped closer. We must reach my ship, she said. If we can start it, we might escape before they close in. Adam nodded. Then we go. They stepped out of the cave together and moved deeper into the forest, staying low, staying hidden. The night was filled with danger, but Adam did not let go of his determination. Lysera was counting on him just like she had all those years ago, and he would not fail her now. Adam and Lysera moved deeper into the forest, staying close to the thick trees that blocked the view from above. The night was cold, and the air carried the faint sound of the colony's alarms in the distance. Adam could still hear the Zevran ship thrumming somewhere behind them, its engines humming like a predator searching for its prey. Every sound made him tense, but he kept walking, determined to get Lysera back to her ship before the hunters found them. Lysera walked beside him, silent and alert. Her glowing skin was dimmer now, as if she was trying to hide the light so it would not give away their position. Adam noticed her steps were slower than before, and her breathing had become heavier. She was tired, far more than she wanted him to know. But he did not bring it up yet. He didn't want her to feel pressured. How far is your ship? Adam asked quietly. Not far, she said. I landed it outside the colony border to avoid scaring the humans. It is in a small clearing near the rocks ahead. Adam nodded. He remembered that area. The ground was rough, filled with thick vines and wild plants. It would be easy to hide a small ship there, but he also knew the Zevrans would find it soon if they started scanning the land. As they walked, Adam listened to everything around them. The rustling leaves, the distant animal sounds, and even the wind brushing against the branches all made him alert. He understood now that this wasn't just about helping an old friend. It was about stopping something bigger, something dangerous that had followed her all the way to this colony. He kept his hand tight around the metal tool he carried. He knew it was a weak weapon, but holding it gave him courage. Lysera glanced at him once, noticing the way he held it. You don't have to protect me, she whispered. Yes, Adam replied softly. I do. She looked down for a moment, touched by the simplicity of his answer. Then she continued walking. Minutes passed as they moved through the forest. Every now and then, Lysera would stop and listen, her head tilting slightly. She sensed things he couldn't. Adam trusted her instincts, so he stayed silent whenever she paused. After a long, tense walk, she pointed ahead. There, she whispered. My ship is just past those trees. Adam felt a wave of relief wash over him. Finally, they were close. Maybe they had a chance to escape. He started to move faster, but Lysera reached out and placed a gentle hand on his arm. Wait, she said softly. Something is wrong. Adam froze. What is it? She closed her eyes for a moment, focusing. When she opened them again, her expression was serious. I can sense their presence. The Zevrans have begun scanning near my ship. Adam clenched his jaw. Then we need to get there before they do. Your ship is our only way out. Lysera hesitated, but she finally nodded. Together, they hurried toward the clearing. When they reached the edge of the open space, Adam crouched down behind a fallen log and peeked through the leaves. Lysera quietly lowered herself beside him. Her ship stood in the middle of the clearing, still and quiet. It looked untouched. At first, Adam thought they might have arrived in time, but then he saw a faint red beam of light sweeping across the clearing. They are scanning the area, Lysera whispered. They know my ship is close. Adam's entire body tightened. How many of them? 3, she said. But their technology is advanced. They can do the work of 10 soldiers. Adam felt a cold knot form in his stomach. He knew they couldn't fight 3 alien hunters. Human weapons might not even work on them. But running was also risky. They needed that ship. Is there another way to reach your ship? He asked. Lysera thought for a moment. There may be a blind spot on the left side near the old rocks. If we move quietly, we might reach the ship before they finish their scan. Might, Adam repeated. But it's our only choice, she nodded. Yes. They crawled slowly through the thick grass, keeping low to avoid the red scanning beam. Every movement felt tense and dangerous. Adam could hear his own heartbeat loud and heavy in his ears. He kept checking the sky, expecting to see a hunter at any moment. Lysera moved almost silently, guiding Adam through safe spots. She knew how Zevrans worked. She knew where they would look first and where they would look last. But even she could not stop the anxiety that grew in both of them with each passing second. When they finally reached the large rock formation near the ship, Adam exhaled shakily. They were close. Just a few more steps and they could reach her ship's side panel. Lysera touched the rock for support. Her breathing was uneven now and her body trembled slightly. "Are you okay?" Adam whispered. "Yes," she whispered back. "I just used too much energy hiding my signal earlier. My body needs time to recover." Adam looked at her with concern. She was strong, graceful, and intelligent, but she was not invincible. She was tired, and he could see it clearly now. He gently placed his hand on her shoulder. "You can rest after we get inside your ship. I promise." She looked at him, and for a moment her tired eyes softened with warmth. "You always say things that make me feel safe," she murmured. Adam felt his heart squeeze. He didn't know what to say to that, so he simply nodded. They waited about a minute hiding behind the rocks. When the scanning beam moved away, Lysera signaled him. "Now." They slipped out from behind the rocks and rushed toward the ship. Lysera reached out and placed her hand on a hidden panel. The door slowly opened with a soft sound. Relief washed through Adam. But before they could step inside, a loud, sharp noise echoed across the clearing. A Zevran hunter dropped from the trees above them, landing on the ground with a heavy thud. Its armor gleamed in the moonlight, and its glowing visor locked directly onto Lysera. Adam pushed her behind him instinctively. "Run!" he shouted. But another hunter landed on the opposite side, blocking their path. A third stepped out of the shadows near the ship. They were surrounded. Lysera's breath caught. "Adam, I'm sorry." Adam tightened his grip on the metal tool, his heart pounding. "Don't say sorry. We're getting out of this." The hunters raised their weapons, preparing to capture Lysera. The glowing red symbols on their armor pulsed slowly, confirming she was their target. Adam knew they could kill him in seconds. He knew he had no chance against their weapons or armor, but something inside him refused to back down. This alien woman, this friend from his childhood, was someone he couldn't abandon. He had promised to help her, and he was going to keep that promise no matter the danger. He stepped between Lysera and the hunters, lifting the metal tool like it was a real weapon. The hunters paused, surprised by his action. Humans usually ran from them. They did not stand and protect an alien fugitive. Lysera whispered, her voice trembling. "Adam, please," but he stood firm. "If you want her," he growled, "you go through me first." The hunters exchanged a glance, confused by his bravery. One stepped forward, raising its weapon. Adam braced himself. But before the hunter could fire, Lysera reached forward and placed her hand on Adam's back. A surge of glowing energy burst from her hand, flowing around Adam like a shimmering shield. He gasped as the air around him thickened with soft silver light. Lysera's voice was weak but steady. "This time," she whispered, "I protect you." The hunters hesitated, shocked. Lysera used the last of her strength to create a protective barrier around Adam. Her body trembled violently and she fell to her knees. "Lysera." Adam dropped beside her. The barrier flickered but stayed up for a few more seconds, just long enough for Adam to pull her into the ship and hit the door panel. The door slammed shut just as a blast from the hunters struck it from outside. The ship shook but held firm. Adam quickly lifted Lysera onto one of the seats. Her eyes were half closed and her glowing skin had dimmed dangerously. "You used too much energy," he said, panic rising. She gave a faint smile. "You saved me. When we were children. I only returned the memory." Outside, the hunters were preparing to break into the ship. Adam ran to the control panel. "Tell me how to start it." Lysera pointed weakly. Adam followed her instructions, pressing symbols he didn't understand. The ship hummed to life. "Just a little more," Lysera whispered. The ship lifted off the ground just as the hunters fired again. The clearing shook, but the ship rose higher into the sky. Adam held the controls tightly, trying to keep the ship steady. Lysera watched him with weak but trusting eyes. "You can do this," she murmured. "I believe in you. Just like before." Adam swallowed hard, nodding. "Hold on. I'm getting you out of here." The ship shot upward into the night sky, escaping the hunters for the moment. But Adam knew this wasn't the end. It was only the beginning.